past year, the rise of NFTs has been more and more popularized by the media and has now reached a status in which people know about NFTs, or if they don't, they at least know about them. In case you don't know what an NFT is, I'll explain it briefly. Think of NFTs as a proof of ownership. This proof is provided by the blockchain in which your NFT is held, which is likely Ethereum. Now, what that NFT gives you access to can differ. It could be a profile picture, which is probably what most people think about when they think of NFTs, a community, some sort of research, or other real-world benefits such as access to parties or events. If anyone tells you your NFT is just kind of copy-paste the profile picture, then likely they don't know all the intricacies of NFTs. I was introduced to NFTs through a TikTok video in which some guy claimed that he flipped some NFTs in a couple of days and made thousands of dollars. I was intrigued, so I went to YouTube to do more research on how to gain access to NFTs. And to be able to buy one, you have to have access to crypto. Lucky for me, I had a Coinbase account already, so I was able to bypass a few days of waiting for my account to get approved. Then I deposited $2,000 into Coinbase to buy about 0.40 Ethereum. This is when the issues began. I had to wait about 21 days to be able to transfer my Ethereum into my Coinbase wallet. The transfer from my Coinbase account to my Coinbase wallet was free because they're run by the same company, Coinbase. However, if I had used some other wallet, then I would have had to pay gas fees, which you can simply think of as transaction fees. These transaction fees will be a recurring theme all throughout the NFT purchasing and selling process. So now that I had some money in my wallet, I searched what NFT to buy. I looked at YouTube and started following some guys that had info on new releases and some, for example, like blue chip NFTs. And I ended up selling with a newer project, which was called Blockchain Miners Club. I chose this project because it aimed to invest money from its initial sales to buy Bitcoin miners, and the money generated from those miners would go to a community wallet that owners of the NFT would have access to. And by access, I mean owners could vote on what to do with that money, with the monthly cash out option available as an option. So it wasn't just like a profile picture. Since the NFT project wasn't already up for sale, I had to try to get into their whitelist, which is essentially a pre-sale that guarantees you're able to get first dibs on a limited number of NFTs before the public can. To get access to this whitelist, I had to chat in a Discord server for about 30 hours in total. And I managed to do it in about 3 days, which is quite a bit. I had devoted about every free minute that I had to chatting in that server. A few days after I had access to the whitelist, the minting of the NFT began, which is essentially a first release or kind of like an IPO. So to buy the NFT, I went to the Blockchain Miners Club website and I connected my wallet and minted 3 NFTs for about 0.21 Ethereum with gas fees of around 0.07 for a total of 0.28. Now that I purchased the NFTs, I had to find a website to view them and list them if I ever wanted to sell them. And that website is OpenSea, where all the major NFT projects are bought and sold. Think of it as the eBay for NFTs. To connect your wallet, you have to pay another fee, which is a small transaction of ETH. I had my NFT and access to a website to sell it if I ever chose to. And I actually waited about 2 months before I decided I wanted to sell my NFTs. And I decided to list them. The NFTs had increased in value from the 0.07 each that I paid for them to about 0.22 ETH each. OpenSea made me pay another one-time fee to be able to list the NFTs for sale, which ended up being pretty big, pretty hefty at around 0.08. And I was very surprised by this amount. Next, I had to pay fees to list each individual NFT for sale. This fee was much smaller, and I didn't have to wait long for my NFTs to sell. 2 of the 3 were bought at the price that I listed them for, but a third one was bought with WETH. And WETH is ETH that can be used to place bids as opposed to buying outright. The offer for the NFT that I listed for sale was 0.005 less than what I requested, so I accepted the bid. However, given that the sale was in WETH, I had to unwrap the WETH to get it and turn it into ETH, Ethereum. And this asks for another fee. Lastly, I send my ETH to my Coinbase for another small fee, and then I withdrew my money to my bank account. All fees considered, I ended up gaining only about $100 and some out of the 3 NFTs that had 3x. Of course, there were some one-time fees that could be nullified moving forward. And another issue is that while the NFT can raise in value, it is often in relation to a drop in the price of Ethereum. So your returns are not exactly 3x because the value of Ethereum is now less. That said, I do think that people can make money from NFTs, but doing so is much more difficult than any YouTube video or TikTok might make it out to seem, right? NFTs can be approached like stocks, in which you're better off buying well-established projects rather than gambling on a new mint. I hope you gained some insight into buying and selling NFTs. Thank you for watching. Thanks for likes and subscriptions as well. And until the next one.